Hey guys, it's Jaden. The Magicians are out. I know. I filmed last week's video, but I didn't have time to edit it. There was just a lot of things going on, so we're just gonna skip ahead and say last week's episode. Great work. Enjoyed it. Was fun. A lot of things happened, and I don't know what's with the pacing, but everything is speeding on up. But let's just talk about today's episode, or yesterday's. I believe was episode 9. And yeah, we're splitting up to 3 different groups. We have the Finn and Margot situation. We have the Julia and Elliot situation. Then we have the Penny and Plum situation. Okay, so I guess we'll start with, I believe in the beginning, we had Margot and Finn trying to escape after they killed Seth, but then he was alive again. They tried to escape through the tree clock. They did, they got through, but they also found out that Christopher Plummer is still alive and he's infected with some tongue twisters, cursed actually. So they call a doctor to try and fix him. Turns out he was just possessed by them. You know, Margot hits him with the axes. They all come flying out. They start learning a story about who the Dark King is. Before we get there though, you know, I believe it was Monkey Magic, Monkey Month, Red Monkey, whatever. That's making Julia extremely pregnant at this point. And she and Elliot end up getting trapped in Fillory because Seb captures them. Seb has them in a cell. He says, hey, I actually need y'all for a spell. We don't trust Seb, right? We don't trust him at all. And he literally needs them for a spell to do a seance. Which, 3 people do a seance? Like, what's going on? Ooh, forgot to mention about Alice and Katie. Get there also. And then we easily have the situation going on with with Penny and Plum. So Plum came back. She's been trapped in a room for such a long time. About 3 weeks have passed, or 5 or 6 episodes. I don't know the last time we saw her. We kind of just dropped her for a little bit, but now she's back. And she's letting us know, like, hey, I don't know how to get back to that room. Penny, acting like finally a teacher, is going to finally teach her what to do. We don't know exactly which Chatwin she's related to, but, you know, once we start traveling, we figured it out. Jane. She's related to Jane. Because they traveled from 2020 to 1998. And then they traveled again to 1920. And to say that that wasn't surprising would be an understatement. Because 1998, it's like, okay, whatever, we can kind of deal with this, Dean Fogg. But going to 1920, the casual racism of these people of the different complexion than highly melanated was wild. I liked that we got to bring back, I cannot remember this man's name, the pervert ghost. We got to bring back him. That was cool to bring back that charge. But going back to Margot and we got to bring back the pervert ghost who ends up getting trapped inside the school because he astral projected into the wrong place and couldn't find his body. We were with him most of the episode. They were trying to figure out how to get home. Little do we know, Plum has an issue. She basically is a time traveler and she requires totems at the moment to really travel where she needs to go. Penny has something from 2020. They get back to 2020, A-okay. And then they get trapped into the room and they can't travel out. But ending their story because it really wasn't as important as Julia and Elliot. So Julia and Elliot have a seance. They end up bringing back that man that Seb loved. We're like, still, who the hell is Seb, right? Little do we know, in the same vein of things, we're also getting a story from Margot, Christopher Plummer, and Finn. Finn, amazed at the fact that he is, one, given a great story and telling it like he is. We also got to bring back that doctor, the veterinarian who's actually a magical doctor, funny guy. He tells a story about how the Dark King came into power and how both, if you look back, Rupert and he tells a story about how the Dark King came to power, that at one point in time, the Takers came there and all of a sudden the Dark King is the only one who can vanquish them. Little do we know about the situation of his entanglement to a tree. The roots dive deep into Fillory, and the only way to really kill Seb, essentially, is to destroy Fillory itself. the Beast, Martin Chatwin, essentially put him into an eternal sleep to stop him from ever challenging Martin. But when we started getting the magical surges from the ocean coming back into the world and all the surges happening, those surges woke up Seb. He took over Fillory, and now he's back again, and literally trying to slay the gang. Literally. So we find out that Seb is actually Rupert Sebastian Chatwin. He's actually a Chatwin. I know I'm a little all over the place a little bit, but the main point still stands that that man is a Chatwin. You know what? Not gonna lie. Did I really see that coming? No. That was a good plot twist. Because I've been wondering, for all the episodes we've been doing with the Dark King, who the hell is this man? Back to Elliot, Julia, and Seb. So just they have a seance. He brings Lance Morrison, I don't know his name. The dude that we had a vision of from season 1 or season 2 when we were inside the house with the ghost, probably season 1. And that was his man. He brought him back. He's like, I'm about to bring you back to life. Okay, so it seems like everybody who's a magician has to do some type of magical, great thing at this point in their life. Whether it's evil or whatever, but everyone has goals, and it seems like everyone wants to accomplish them. And I'm all for goals, but like, can somebody just want to, do some nice things with magic? Can we just flip a coin, change some shit up? On the front of Alice and Katie, they're trying to figure out what to do about the moon, what to do about the circumstances, so they go and check the library. And Katie knows a guy who knows a guy, ends up meeting this guy, and then they're looking at books that were inside the poison room, trying to figure out what's going on. But then there's surges that are happening, and it's just weird, because supposedly Zelda told them this whole thing about how they're really in the Netherlands, and the hedge witches are, messing up on their spells. Alice said, that don't make no sense. Why did my turkey sandwich turn into peanut butter? So she ends up finding out that the couple is already there, and he's had her in an illusionary spell. And wow, a lot happens a little fast for my blood. Alice basically loses all her fingers for phosphomancy, and they're ripped off because she needs to give him the page of the world seed. However, that does bring into a good question that the world seed could be used to create a new moon, to create a new set of circumstances that could actually last in magic. So Katie and Alice are trapped up in there. We're out of the illusion at this point after the fingers started getting chopped off, and they're really trying to find that damn page that Quentin had. Nope. I don't know what's gonna happen going next, but I don't see it happening for anyone really. Very suspenseful. Wasn't expecting the couple to be like just right there. So we have to figure out what's going to happen with them. Next week, have not watched the previews, but I'm just going to predict. I'm going to do some predictions. By the end of the season, I know for a fact we're going to stop Seb. The signal is somehow going to be connected to, I think, the moon and Sebastian. They're all going to be connected. I think everyone in Fillory is going to end up being kicked off of Fillory, and Fillory will be destroyed because it has to be destroyed. So there's going to be a lot of migration, I feel like. I don't really know, but I'm just guessing. What do you think is going to happen really going forward? Here's my thing. What the hell, Seb? Like, my guy. No, first, what the hell? This is just pasting, giving you too much. What was happening in the first third of the season? Like, why was it moving so slow that they were like, let me speed it up? They had somewhere to go at this point. Like, we're driving to a finish line. We're driving to a series finale. Which, let's talk about that. Some Magicians news that came out, I believe, yesterday was that Magicians is ending after 5 seasons. And honestly, I'm not surprised because you kind of see it coming. And I think earlier, which something has not left me, was that question that Penny asked about why do we always have to be the ones to save the world? That is kind of what hit it to me of like, oh, is this show trying to end real quick? Because the show's premise doesn't make much sense without something or its big bad, the way it's been structured. We can't just have a series of magical, unfortunate events happening. We'll love to watch some beautiful adventures, but sometimes people just want to be boring. Yeah, I don't know. grateful for the show for what it's been. I'm grateful for these actors for portraying such a amazing work. I'm grateful for the crew and everyone who's really worked their asses off to make The Magicians great. And I'm happy that Sci-Fi has really put in the time and the money to really give The Magicians the chance it deserves. I don't know if this is a canceling or truly is ending, but if it's truly ending the way I believe it really should be ending, then I'm happy that it's getting to end on probably a good note. Whether Alice will have her fingers, we don't know. We don't know. Maybe will Penny get his traveling back? Again, don't know. Maybe he'll get a psych. I don't know. It seems like right now we're getting a lot of permanent situations happening, and if Timeline 40 Alice has to be bangled for a little bit, hey, whatever. I just know everything's gonna be connected. I'm really sad that the show is ending. So, but at the same time, again, like I said, I'm very happy. I'm happy about the people just really getting to show something great. In terms of really what we're doing for, I think we have what? I think 3 or 4 more episodes, something like that, left. I don't know, maybe 2. Just enjoy it while you can. Like, I mean it. Enjoy The Magicians for what it is. I don't think we'll ever have another show as quirky and direct as this show is. This is really one of those shows that subverts all your expectations, but then like rewards you and then takes it away. Like, it's truly like watching a roller coaster sometimes. And that's something I've really loved about really just this journey so far. In terms of the rest of the season, like I said, I gave you my predictions. I think that's pretty much what's going to happen. Hopefully we really get to see Julia really enjoy her life as a young mom. Hopefully she and P23 get back together. Maybe Q will come back for the final episode. I like that they're really calling back now to a lot of callbacks, and they've kind of been doing it throughout the season to like earlier episodes and earlier things. Like, everything is starting to like make more sense, right? They're not just random mentions, but they're like really intentional. And I'm really surprised that Dean Fogg, Professor Fogg, Evil Fogg, Psycho Fogg, like, he's still in here. Like, I thought we'd be done with him, even though he's not our Timeline 40 Fogg, but like, he's still out here working his ass off, putting it in there. So happy that Katie came back to say, hey, I'm still doing stuff. Honestly, a show about Katie's head witches kind of would be more interesting. I'm just gonna be honest. But yeah, let me know how you feel about this. I'm taken aback a little bit, but I'm happy for them. And yeah, just let me know. Yeah, let me know in the comments. I want to talk about it. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what's happening. Yeah. Bye.